welcome everybody here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Valentin, and I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday. We're coming to you live here from the Illinois Media School and here in the O'Hare campus. Again, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great, wonderful day at the end of the week, getting ready to enjoy a wonderful weekend. We got a lot of sports here, folks. Apologies for last week. I was trying to drive here and felt myself falling asleep, and I thought, rather than crash the car and risk it, I'd rather stay alive and maybe get some sleep. It's probably for the best. But obviously, listen, I know last week was a busy week. This week was even crazier. We're going to get all to that stuff. Going to try and get through this as quickly as we can. But obviously, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see us anymore, we are now live on YouTube and on Twitch as well. We also, obviously, you can find us youtube.com/xbombsports and twitch.tv/xbombsports. Every Friday, right now, every Friday, going live at 12:30, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time, depending on when the boys get done with Bad Karma Wrestling. Also, too, find us on all the social medias at XBomb Sports, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and, of course, TikTok as well. And if you guys have any questions or comments, and obviously we're going to answer some of your questions or comments in this show as well, you guys can hit us up at xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. As always, we appreciate you guys throwing us your questions and comments, and I appreciate always being able to answer them when I can. I got, of course, my man, Scotty Kiefer. Scotty, how you doing, man?
Andrew,
yeah.
What's going on, bro? Are you today's date, bro? Because you're 10 out of 10.
I feel like I should know this reference, but I have no idea.
Today's date is October 10th.
Okay. You know what? Show's over. Let's go home. All right. Well, folks, we got a lot to talk about here. Let's just. Yeah, I know. Yeah, good. I was like, he's gonna do it, isn't he? Good on you, Scotty. Appreciate it. Scotty, my man, you ready to hit this, man?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's do this, folks. So, obviously, again, 2 weeks ago we did a show. I don't even remember if we even talked about baseball. I don't think we did because there was so much football we were just shooting the stuff about. We did? Oh, okay. I couldn't even remember because, well, obviously, there was so much that was happening. Yes, we were before the playoffs, and this is why, because baseball is always at its best, in my opinion, when playoffs hit. I do love baseball, don't get me wrong, but I'm not watching every game. Playoff baseball is something completely different, and I think these playoffs especially with the numbers I'm seeing from the viewership, shows that there is a huge resurgence for people wanting to see it. It's back. The new rules are clearly helping. Fans are flocking. I mean, they are selling out in stadiums. Not to mention the teams that are in it now, too, are far more exciting, I think. And, of course, you're seeing some of the kings at the top of the table getting themselves knocked off their thrones, and a new crown is obviously possibly to be anointed. Obviously not for the Dodgers. The Dodgers, they reign supreme until somebody else says otherwise. But let's talk a little bit about playoff baseball here, right? Because we have two teams that have already punched their tickets to the championship series, right? We have to talk about them, obviously, because in one hand, you have our good old Dodgers obviously back. They beat the Phillies last night, 2-1. And then just the previous night before that, you had the Blue Jays really taking a dominant, I would say a dominant fashion stomp on the Yankees' opportunity to get back into the hunt for a chance to be able to maybe go win another World Series title.
The Yankees lose.
Yes, the Yankees lose. And let's start with that, too, because that is the interesting thing here. Because we knew Toronto all season long. If you've been watching this team, they are very loaded. A lot of talent, very athletic. I would say fairly solid pitching across the board. Very surprising in some regard for some of the guys that have been able to break out and be able to help this team out. Obviously, Vlad had another incredible season at hand.
Their dominance was weird because no one really expected it.
No, of course.
It should have been the Yankees, and the Yankees didn't. So
yes, and
that's, they have the team, but it's still a little shocking,
right? And that's what I'm leading up to, because obviously, again, this team had incredible moments, but you're looking to the Yankees to be the ones. So it's not that Toronto didn't put in the work. It's that the Yankees, certainly something fell apart here, and this type of first-round exit is kind of an example of what now leads us to ask the question, what do they do next, right? Because Aaron Judge, in my opinion, should be the AL MVP. He's put in the work. I know there's Raleigh, and he's put in an incredible season. But in terms of value for team, Raleigh's great for the Mariners. I don't know what the Yankees are if they don't have Aaron Judge there. I know they've got some dudes, but he is the catalyst he's the engine that keeps that thing alive. Because you're not looking at Andrew Volpe to do anything. And Jazz Chisholm, yeah, every once in a while he'll come up with one where you go, that's impressive. But it's so far and few in between.
The Yankees are such an underwhelming team, and I think a lot of it I don't agree with what A-Rod said after the series. I agree more with what Jeter said.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Aaron Boone is the right manager. I don't think he has enough say in that locker room.
Yeah.
I don't think he has enough say on who they bring in. And if he does, then why is Anthony Volpe starting just because he's from New Jersey?
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. Why is he still making the roster? Because he's proven nothing to be of value to helping this team. Like, in no way, shape, or form have I seen him. And he's one guy I understand when you've got Bellinger and Goldschmidt and, Ben Rice. And you got guys on this team that have made their name and made their bones, be it in the past or stepping up now for the Yankees when it's necessary. But it's just it's a weird situation where here it's like this one guy for some reason, but he is kind of the crux of the whole problem, I think, for the Yankees.
He's not a game-changing manager.
Yeah,
and that's not a bad thing.
I think you even have to listen. I think you maybe have to go farther than that. Yeah. Because how long are you going to give Brian Cashman this opportunity? Because we're going on almost 20 years now.
This is the Yankees. They're the most expensive team. They make the most money. They spend the most money.
Right.
And it seems like they either can't bring in what they really need or don't want to upgrade in certain spots.
Yeah.
And I think also a lot of that has to do with I just don't think Aaron Boone can get the most out of his players. Sure, he turned Ben Rice into a medialing prospect into one of the better catchers in baseball.
Yeah.
In hitting wise, definitely. Sure, he's kind of like revitalized Giancarlo Stanton, gotten him a lot more comfortable back in the batter's box, but what has he really done? I mean, Dominguez seems like he's faltered as a prospect. He's not the star everyone thought he was going to be. Again, he starts Anthony Volpe every single day. I think a lot of it has to fall on Cashman and Boone. But
at this point, I mean,
I don't think Boone's the guy. I think he'd be good for a team that is trying to get there.
Yeah.
He's a good bridge manager. He's not the end-all, be-all manager.
Sure. Yeah. No,
the Cubs had to get rid of their guy to go get Joe Madden to go win the World Series.
No.
That's the type that I feel with Aaron Boone. He's not the Joe Madden type.
And that's part of the problem with the Yankees, too, is that like we see with some teams out there, right? We've talked about it with the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Raiders especially. Like, I know those are NFL teams, but there's always these teams in professional sports where you go, you're so loyal that you're almost loyal to a fault, right? That you love your players, you promise in those players, you believe in those players, and for some reason it just becomes that thing where, oh, we're going to give them jobs, we're going to give them opportunities, give them this, give them that, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. And the next thing you know, you go, oh, well, we're going to keep sticking with him because we love Aaron Boone. He's a Yankee. But just because he was a Yankee doesn't mean he's good for the Yankees. Just because a guy was a former manager for a baseball team that he used to play for doesn't necessarily mean he is the right guy to manage that team to a World Series. I mean, again, it's far and few in between. It happens every once in a while, but it takes special to be able to get all the pieces together, find a guy who's going to be able to, and in this day and age, blend analytics with the baseball knowledge and be able to bring it to that level where it's like, oh, we're going to be competing not only in the playoffs, but we're going to the championship series and then going to a World Series. It takes special. And, I mean, it's been 2009 since the Yankees won a World Series.
Yeah, and they're faltering in every all-in push they get. And then on the other side, you got the Phillies, who are also faltering on every all-in push that they have.
And that was a surprise for me because even though Zach...
It's just a surprise for everyone. Everyone had the Phillies winning this year.
Oh, of course, because you looked at that roster and said, this is maybe the most complete team in baseball. And then, for some odd reason, we hit the playoffs where it feels like this is where you need to turn it on. And they all of a sudden are stumbling in the dark going, where's the light switch? I can't find it. And by that
they
point,
didn't have timely hitting at all.
No.
They really didn't.
And that has been my problem with this team, is that as I love Kyle Schwarber as a hitter. The kid goes boom with the bat every time.
NL MVP.
Arguably, he had a season worthy of it. But get him in the playoffs, especially these playoffs, you can't hit 188 and expect to win.
He only really had one game.
Truly.
In this series as well.
Yeah. This is where you need those guys like a Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and Trey Turner. Like, you need those guys to be there to step up. And they're loaded with talent and stars. But they need to all show up in the moment for the game. I know this is the Dodgers. Yes, there's a bit of an intimidation factor probably even still with the Dodgers. But for this Phillies team, that shouldn't have even been there because they should have matched them tick for tack.
Dodgers scored 1 run in Game 4 in regulation innings.
Correct.
Where's this Phillies offense that was all year putting up 10 runs almost every game, hitting home runs everywhere? I understand Dodger Stadium isn't the best place to hit, but that shouldn't matter. I give Bryce a little bit of a relax just because he's got a lot of outside stuff going on right now. He just had a kid. But
fair, but
you gotta get back in that mode. You gotta get back in that mode, Bryce.
You're the star.
You're the star of the team.
You're the face of that franchise in by default.
Trey Turner, he did come to play. He just didn't come to play Game 4.
Yes.
Another good case for MVP as well. Trey Turner, to be honest. JT Realmuto was really the only consistent hitter they had the entire postseason.
He turned out to be their leader, and unfortunately, he just couldn't do as much as the other guys needed to.
And yes, he got the only run in their Game 4. But I remember saying when they lost in 2023, they needed to decide between Kyle Schwarber and Nick Castellanos. Because they're the same player, one significantly better.
Mm-hmm.
Schwarber's going to win MVP. Nick Castellanos is good, but you can't have two players that are the exact same on the same team like that. And yes, he scored the only run in Game 4, but that could have been someone else that maybe was a little bit more consistent throughout the whole postseason.
Well, I mean, listen, as much as I do love Nick Castellanos, and I understand that, he does these special things on these special days and all that kind of,
And there's a deep drive to left field by Nick Castellanos, and it's a 4-0 ball game.
Right, exactly. I love the mythology that kind of follows him wherever he goes. But you're correct. Like, you have a choice between two guys. One of them is absolutely right now in his prime, doing incredible things and proving himself to be one of those names in baseball that we're going to remember Kyle Schwarber for many years to come, I would say. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer, but, he's in that conversation of like, man, remember when Kyle Schwarber used to just hit bombs all day and not really care about strikeouts or anything like that? We're going to remember that. Castellanos is going to be one of those guys that we kind of talk about, but it's going to be like, oh, yeah, I saw it on an Instagram post. Like, it's going to be that. Unfortunately, it's going to be that kind of thing. Unfortunately. It's sad because this Phillies team, again, full of talent. Pitching-wise, I thought that top to bottom, I thought they had guys. I thought they had guys for days. Obviously, again, no Zach Wheeler, but even then, you got Ranger Suarez, you got Luzardo, you've got you've got dudes out there that have arms that can go. But for some reason, it just felt like they just fell off it was just a fall off at some point. Like, they can only do so much. I mean, me and David were talking about it just before the show. Man, you were right there on the cusp in almost every single one of these games. Those guys were delivering, and then all of a sudden you would make the switch, and that's when the Dodgers would come alive. They would get their opportunity. I don't know exactly what the Phillies do next. And the same thing with the Yankees. Like, you've got decisions to make on, do you keep Schwarber? Do you go after more pitching? where is the money going to be spread out at? I mean, the Yankees are going to have to make decisions on who's coming back, right? You've got Bellinger, who already said he's opting out.
Schwarber's gone. Schwarber's going to go because he's going to get so much more money somewhere else.
I think he is. I think somebody's going to make him a giant offer to get his bat in their lineup to be able to be the guy that crushes home runs.
And low-key, I kind of know the perfect place for him.
Being?
Chicago, but on the south side. No, I'm being serious.
I don't disagree
if the Sox
with you.
want to be realistic, they need to spend money. Andrew Benintendi can't be their number one signing of all time.
This would be their best option to get a star.
That'd be a huge statement for the White Sox.
Absolutely. And I know it may be a fight between North versus South because obviously the Cubs could use somebody like him too.
Yeah, but the Cubs don't spend money. They're not even going to sign Kyle Tucker.
Well, this is the issue, right? You've got one ownership who is unfortunately actually, it's kind of the same situation.
Two owners that don't want to spend money.
Yeah.
One's just a good team, one's not.
And both of them, unfortunately, are stuck because both owners are very old, ancient men who are like, I don't want to spend my money. Well, unfortunately, then we have to wait for them to both, as morbid as it might be, croak and kick the bucket in order for these kids probably to start opening up the checkbooks. That's the sad thing about it.
No offense to Sister Jean, rest in peace.
What's up?
No offense to Sister Jean, rest in peace.
Yes. R.I.P. to Sister Jean, by the way. 106 years old. I just want to say my aunt still beat you by a year. So
shout out. That's 106 years. That's crazy, and still never got to see videos of Wilt Chamberlain scoring 100.
They don't exist, man. They don't exist. No matter what the conspiracy theorists say. All right.
Speaking of the good team on the north side,
yeah,
they got Game 5. They fought back in the series.
They did. They've tied it up now. Cubs. They have the opportunity going in Saturday to take it from Milwaukee. It's going to be a tough one, though. This is. Oh God. Oh man. I don't know. I mean, this is a series that, for both of these teams, they know each other so well. It's obviously a grudge match. The Brewers are one of the hottest teams offensively. I mean, I completely forgot how good Yelich had been this season. I mean, he had a stellar year. Oh, man. I don't know. Is there enough magic left in the Cubs? Is there enough magic there? Obviously, if Frankie was here, he'd come barging in and start screaming at the top of his lungs.
I can't even speak. I can't even speak on this because if I speak, I'm in big trouble.
I know.
But if Frankie was listening to the show right now in the other room, he'd be running over to just absolutely love on this Cubs team. So
of course.
I'll let you go. You got a couple minutes. I can't speak on this. If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
I'll make this as quick as I can for this poignant moment, if I can, for this. I do think the Cubs have enough firepower to kind of hang in there with the way that they've been playing. There's a resiliency in this team, and they've played it smart too, right? It's not necessarily crush the ball out of the ballpark. Pick and choose your moments, put the ball in play, get guys on base, and then wait for the opportunity to get your pitch to be able to advance everybody and get that home run, or at least hit that solid double to get guys around. That's the kind of smart way to play ball, I think, for them with this kind of lineup to be able to help you win. Is it going to win you a championship? I don't think so. There's too many other teams right now that you would be facing that are just going to be too dominant, I think. Like, unfortunately, there's just other teams that have bigger stars, bigger power than the Cubs. But who knows? They could always surprise you. Never know. It's going to take those special from the pitching as well, too, from the Cubs. And what I see from the Brewers, again, it's a hot offense. Their pitching is kind of, I mean, it's very top-heavy, I would say, when it comes to their starters. And I know one of them. I live, like, kind of down the block from one of them. Quinn Priester, I didn't think this kid was going to be that good. I'll be honest. Good on you, Quinn. Love you, baby. Call me back sometimes. Also, chill. But I don't know. I may give this to the Brewers, unfortunately. And I know to the Cubs fans out there, they're going to be screaming and ranting and raving. But, look, unfortunately, right now, from where I sit at, this could be a thing where the Brewers get hot at the very beginning of this, right? They take advantage of the fact that the Cubs are going to probably throw some makeshift pitching in there right now to try and see if they can make something work. They take advantage of it, and I don't know if they relinquish the lead. That's just me. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't mind saying I'm wrong. That's all I got there. But before that game obviously happens, we got another one, right, Scotty? If I'm not mistaken. We do have
Game
a battle
5 tonight.
Tonight. Seattle Mariners, Detroit Tigers. In Seattle, correct?
In Seattle, and we kind of mentioned it earlier, the run line, the over-under for total runs is 5.5 because it's Scooble versus Kirby. And
That's
Scooble's been lights out.
That's a decent matchup. Kirby's not been bad either.
Kirby, that Mariners pitching staff is probably my favorite in baseball because I love me some Brian Wu. I like Castillo.
He's fantastic. I
like
say.
Kirby. Like I'm not surprised they're going with Kirby because I feel like they trust him the most.
Yeah.
But
he's got good control, and I like his work on
Yeah.
the corners. Like, he does a great job at being able to work the breaking balls on the corners.
I really just want to see Seattle win because they kind of deserve it.
And you know what? I honestly think they might. And it's nothing against Detroit. Like, they're battling out there. And
Scooble's going to go 8 innings. They'll blow it in the 8th.
That's
how I see this game going.
That's the hardest thing. Like, how long are you going to go with him? Because I feel like you go the whole game with him to the end. Like, I'm not.
He might pitch 9 innings and give up like 1 run
He
and the
might go
game's
a complete
1-1.
game.
Honestly.
Because I mean, God, I really want him to win Cy Young. I really do.
I think there's no one really else, I think.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know who else there is because this guy's been amazing all year long. I think Seattle's got enough there. And it's not even just because of Raleigh. It's just the team collectively feels like they've got that juice. They've got that backing behind them where it's like, again, it's resiliency. It's we're not going away. Like, they haven't had playoff baseball in years. Years.
And then they get the Mariners and the Seahawks playing on the same day in the same parking lots.
Yeah, which I know is kind of like screwed up a lot of like TV timing and all that parking stuff. Like, Seattle's going crazy right now. All I know is that I talked to one of my buddies right now in Seattle, and he's like, there's bars that need reservations. Like, that's how crazy this is. I know. It's insane. He's saying it's like, and it's not even like good bars. He's like, these are dive bars, and they're needing to do reservations so that they can make sure that because people are going to stay the entire day to watch Seahawks football and then watch the baseball game. Like, that's how crazy this is going to get. It's a party downtown in Seattle. And if they win, that city's going to go ballistic. This city's going to go ballistic because they want the Mariners there. And I think they can do it. I kind of agree with you. Schoolbowl takes it into like 8, gives up that one run. I
don't even think he'll give up a run. He'll get to the 8th,
they
walk a guy, they pull him, and then it's the turn of the order. So it's J-Rod, Raleigh, all those guys coming up, Rosarena coming up. Mm-hmm. He walks like the number 8 or number 9 guy in the lineup, and then it's just like, well, we kind of have to pull you because they're going to see you for the 4th time today or 3rd time today.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. I mean, he could be lights out. This is going to be a good game, folks. And that's why, like we said, beauty in baseball, folks. This is why playoff baseball is so good. This is going to be a matchup, and I don't think this is going to be the end for these two teams either.
It's crazy because I'm not going to lie. I am going to watch the Cubs-Brewer game probably over college football tomorrow.
I might. Listen.
And
we're going to get to some of these
great matchups for college football.
We got some good matchups in this game, and unfortunately, some of these matchups I think that look good on paper might actually end up being blowouts, honestly. And we'll get to that here very soon. But yeah, I think Seattle takes it, and I'm going to give it to the Brewers. And listen, what that means for Detroit, I think that just means you got a good core going. Don't break it. Add to it. That's all you got to do. As for the Cubs, decisions to make, but if they're willing to break the bank, it could be a team that's rising. Just you can't stagnate. In baseball, one thing I've learned over the years, you cannot stagnate. You cannot flatline. You have to keep a rhythm going. The moment you flatline, what happens? You're dead. You're dead. You end up like the A's or the Rockies or the Marlins. God, Miami stinks. God. I'm sorry. By the way, we can't. We'll talk about it later on in the year because we got a question. Somebody sent me. I'm not joking. Like a 4-page essay on why he hates the Miami Marlins.
Oh, I kind of want to see the emails, bro, that some of you write.
So I did. I mean, it's like he wrote a thesis. I'll see if I can. I'll put it together. I guess it's kind of crazy. You guys are insane, by the way. Some of you guys.
For the Marlins, bro.
Well, listen, Miami, man. It's they
think
made a lot of people.
Sun get to them too much.
Listen, when the taxpayers are on the hook for 90% of the stadium, nobody's happy. And when you don't win and you trade away all your talent, I'm still mad at them about Jose Fernandez. And I know he seriously could have been one of the greatest pitchers, and I'm still mad at them about that.
Speaking of trading away talent,
yeah.
Joe Flacco to the Bengals in the quick hits, baby.
Yeah.
Here to save the season, Joe Flacco.
Let's do it. NFL quick hits, ladies and gents. And yes, I got that question. I'm going to answer this very quickly because it's not going to save their season, no matter what they try and say. I think it's to save face, so they're not tanking, but they're tanking. Get a top pick. Get the best offensive tackle, Fanu, from Utah, and protect Joe Burrow's blind side because clearly Orlando Brown can't do it. Clearly the rookie's not doing it. You got to get 5 dudes up there that are 6'9 plus and are all 380 pounds and just create a wall of fat. Just not even fat, just fat. That's the only thing I can think of because otherwise Joe Burrow's going to retire early, and I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. This guy's too good to have another Andrew Luck situation. All right. Move that.
So are the Bengals going to win on Sunday against Green Bay? Because Joe Flacco beat the Green Bay a couple weeks ago.
You know what? I've said this already to a bunch of people. I'm saying they're not going to win probably another game for the rest of the year. Watch them, but watch him have a 400-yard, 4-touchdown game against the Packers here. Watch him, because look at the line. It's 14.5, and you know people are just going to be like, well, I mean, they can't be that bad, right? And then he's just going to go off, and it's going to be like the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase show, like that kind of thing. I wouldn't be shocked by it. All right, let's get to the real questions of this. I just wanted to get that one out of the way because I know people were asking me on it. They were asking me, what do you think of Joe Flacco? I'm not gonna do a long-term thing on this. All right. This question I got from people, it's the Cleveland Browns situation, right? What's going on there? Dylan Gabriel got his first start, and he played like question mark?
I think he played a lot better than you think he did.
He did have 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. He did 19 for 33, not bad. I mean, he put them in the game, and he kept them fighting. I didn't see wow out of him, obviously,
no.
Right? And I don't think you're going to see wow out of him.
What are you expecting?
Right? No, of course. Did you say 4th round pick? 3rd round pick. He was a 3rd round pick. That's why everybody kept thinking that when he got drafted, I heard not McShay and those guys, but I saw people on Twitter, the so-called experts, were like, oh, dude, he's like Russell Wilson, and Russell Wilson was a 3rd round pick, and completely different, I think. Or you never know. Who knows, right? He could be something. But, yeah, he didn't play terrible. He just didn't do anything that wowed, right? And obviously there's still a lot of people screaming about Shedeur Sanders and all that. I'm going to make this very quick for the Shedeur Sanders stuff so we can maybe just knock this off, even though I know it won't. But we're going to take a break from talking about it. It's up to Shedeur Sanders to either prove himself worthy by studying, watching tape, and doing well in practice to get a shot. Tom Brady was a 4th-string quarterback when he got to New England, worked his tail off to be the backup behind Drew Bledsoe, and when Bledsoe went down with an injury, he got his shot. That's all Shedeur Sanders has to do is just work. There's no conspiracy. There's nothing. I know it's easy to get caught up in that. No one's trying to fail him. I do believe the coach and the GM for the Browns, Barry and Stefanski, probably wanted Gabriel, and the owner wanted Sanders. I do believe that. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I see that as just being the case because the owner's like, this will make us money and make us relevant. It has. But at what cost? It's driving us crazy. And Shedeur's little pantomime thing where he's like, I'm not going to say words, but I'm going to mimic like I'm talking. The antics, the TikToks, all that stuff, that's fine if that's what you want to do, great. But, dude, it is sort of hurting your image with everybody. Whether he cares about that or not is up to him. Whether you care about that or not is up to you. But it is ultimately going to be something where the Browns are going to look at and know, is he mature enough? By the way, he had back-to-back speeding tickets, too, when he got drafted. Like, within months of training camp starting, or OTAs, whatever it was, he had back-to-back speeding tickets. So you got to wonder, is Stefanski going, is this guy mature enough to be able to handle this? Can I trust him? He didn't look great in preseason either. He still has a lot of rookie tendencies that other guys have too.
To feed in the maturity thing, he's taking advice from pundits on ESPN and then doing a mime thing to reporters.
Yeah.
And if you're saying you're not wowed by Dylan Gabriel, yeah, you'll be wowed by Shedeur Sanders. You're going to say, wow, he sucks. He shouldn't have ran 30 yards back and got sacked.
Yeah, only time will tell if he is able to move into that position. He's going to have to work, though. I am somebody who believes everybody has greatness inside of them. Person, player, doesn't matter. But you got to work at your craft to be great at what you do. There's natural ability, genetics, all that kind of stuff that still goes into play. But I think Shedeur, he can be great, but you're going to have to work at it. He can play in the NFL. I do believe that. Can he be a star? Can he be elite? Can he be that guy? Got to work. Got to put in the work and show us. Took Tom Brady. Tony Romo was a guy undrafted. He overseeded Drew Bledsoe. Poor Drew Bledsoe, man. He caught bad breaks every time. It's one of those things, though. You put in the work. You show you understand the offense. You show that you are the better option over the other guys. You're going to get your chance. And then when you go out there and you perform, and your performance is the best performance they had, and maybe you even get the W, guess what that means? They're going to keep riding with you. It's as simple as that. So no more Shedeur Sanders talk until something actually happens. We should not be talking this much about a third-string quarterback, which, yes, he's the third stringer.
Actually, Kevin Stefanski said he's the backup now.
Oh, he is the backup? I kept hearing Bailey Zappi was going to – I'm like, there's no way
Kevin
you
Stefanski
promote.
said he's the backup now.
Okay. Yes, he's the backup quarterback. So hopefully if he gets a shot, take advantage. That's all I can say, Shedeur. What?
Who were they playing this week?
I don't even know. I couldn't. I didn't even look it up.
I couldn't tell you who they're playing
this week. They play the Steelers. That's right.
Oh, then he's definitely not getting against the Steelers,
Goodbye.
bro. It's gonna be carnage.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the
Watch Dylan
20 to
Gabriel
17 game.
Watch Dylan Gabriel just like light it up. He and Isaiah Bond just have like the game of a lifetime. I like Isaiah Bond, by the way. I think he's a good wide receiver for the Browns. He does. The jury's still out on me on Jerry Jeudy. I gotta see more. He's talented, but I got to see more
I
than
think
just
he
that one
fits
season.
too. The problem is if they had the quarterback, and I'm not bashing Dylan Gabriel, it's just
Right.
if they did have the quarterback, their stats would look a lot better.
Well, they got the running back. I'll tell them that. Good on you, Cleveland. You picked the right guy. Who would have thought he's just right in your state? Jeez, how easy could that be? All right, next question. We got this from a couple people. They were wondering about the early points of the MVP race. Who do we have? Now, I don't have Vegas odds in front of me. I don't know if you want to get them, Scotty. I just have the guys that I've been looking at so far that I think have the performance thus far that I would warrant to say that they are in the MVP conversation. Obviously, there's quarterbacks in here, right? Yes, I do have Baker Mayfield in there. He's been phenomenal. He's been great. I think the Tampa team around him obviously accelerates his ability to be able to be great, but he is making sharper decisions, and I think that's coming with his older age.
I got the odds for you.
Yeah, please.
So in order of odds, currently right now, plus 135 is Josh Allen.
Okay.
Who Sunday didn't really have his best game, and the Bills aren't really playing the best.
I'd still put him in there.
Yeah, definitely. Number two, plus 470. This is according to FanDuel, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, interesting.
Definitely playing a lot better than last year, but
yes,
MVP worthy?
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't go that far.
Plus 700. Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. I'd say he'd be the front runner right now for me. I like Josh Allen.
I have two that's in my way. He's a little bit down, and I actually might bet on it. Number 4, plus 1,400, Jared Goff.
Yeah, that's a given. He's been playing great.
He's been playing great.
Absolutely.
Nothing more to say. Like,
yeah, the Lions are on top.
Have every question we had about the Lions after they lost everyone.
Yeah.
Because you and me even said on Blow the Whistle with Tyler,
Yes, we did.
said, I don't know what to think about the Lions because they lost everyone. They've completely blown that out of the water.
They did the smart thing, though. They hired within, so it wasn't like you had to make a hard transition and a hard U-turn. You just had to kind of go, and just make a little kind of like, oh, we just got to go around the bend.
Also at 1,400, we have Matthew Stafford and Jordan Love. Stafford, I would put Nakua over Stafford, to be fair.
He's one of my guys that I would definitely put in that conversation as, like, you don't get 50 interceptions in 5 games and not be in the conversation. I know he only has, 2 touchdowns, whatever it is. The guy's possibly on pace to break the record for receptions and maybe even receiving yards at this point.
He's the, first player in NFL history to have 50 catches through his first 4 games?
Yep. Nobody else has ever done it. I mean,
he's got Ocho and Sharp on their podcast, just in distraught over the numbers he's putting up.
Because he's insane. He's absolutely insane.
That's what happens when he gets heartbroken.
Yes, absolutely.
Jordan Love, I don't really understand that one. The Packers offense doesn't wow me. It's their defense.
That's the biggest thing. Well, even now their defense is not really kind of all that wowing. It's just the team just has good stability and they've got a great coach.
By the way, you're gonna hate this stat, but Jamar Chase has more solo tackles than Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw everybody talking about that. And you know what? Good for you, dude. You're doing work on both offense and defense. That's so sad to say.
I don't love this one, but I can't doubt that he is playing that good. Dakota Prescott.
Yes, Dak Prescott. Hey, listen, for anybody that's arguing, because I had so many people saying, I don't want to put Dak in there, but I kind of have to put. Yeah, you have to put him in there. He's playing wonderful. He's the reason why the Cowboys are 2-2-1. Quite literally. Even when CeeDee Lamb's not been at his best, he's found George Pickens. You got to give him some credit.
Then we got the other guy that I'm kind of putting up there with Baker. I had this discussion with a guy at work last night. It's Justin Herbert. I think they've had a down last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But he has still performed in that and the goal line interception didn't look good last week, but still playing pretty good.
He is their offense at this point in time.
He's making Quentin Johnston look good, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then we have the rest is all long shots, but I will mention that Lamar and Daniel Jones are tied.
The Daniel Jones ones is interesting. He does have the numbers right now going for him.
Comeback, if anything.
I'd come back for the player of the year. Absolutely, I would put him right there.
It might be McCaffrey, bro.
It might be McCaffrey.
I
will throw in Lamar is just he's got to be healthy, and we got to see what he's like.
Yeah,
when he gets
he's got to be healthy. He's on my fantasy team. I don't have a quarterback starting this week.
I've got Derrick Henry. You think I'm happy with it? Otherwise, he keeps fumbling the football. I'm not happy either. Okay. I'm not even that invested. It doesn't matter. I'll throw out one more name to put in this conversation that is a long shot dark horse, Jonathan Taylor. Because
I thought you were going to say Bijan.
I thought about Bijan.
To me, they're 1A, 1B, but to me, they're more offensive player of the year than MVP.
I would 100% put them in there. I'm just saying as a long shot dark horse goes, Jonathan Taylor's back on being that workhorse for the Colts as they need him to be, and that is helping Daniel Jones make this push. So there is that consecutive balance. This is what Andrew Luck – well, I'm not going to say Andrew Luck because Daniel Jones is not Andrew Luck, but this is what it would have looked like if the Trent Richardson thing had actually worked out. That's what I'm trying to get to. He's not Andrew Luck. But this is what it could have looked like. It's like, hey, you've got a quarterback and a running back. What a nice balance in the backfield. This MVP race is still wide open. For all we know, too, I've seen somebody shot me one with the Baker Mayfield, and he's like, Mika Egbuka, could he win Offensive Rookie of the Year and MVP?
No.
He'd have to have like a 20-touchdown season.
And to be honest, in order for him to win MVP, he'd have to do it with a backup quarterback.
Probably.
That's the only way.
They give everything to Baker.
Yes, they would.
Unless he had like a 2,000-yard season, then you're not taking that away.
Which is why Devonta Smith shouldn't have won Heisman back in the day, but I digress.
Yeah, look, there is a category out the wazoo, and look, there are guys that probably will enter this conversation that we haven't even talked about.
Shedeur, baby, MVP.
I'd love to. Somebody hit me with this Cam Scatterby one as like as like a joke one. I was like, look, man, if the kid had a miracle season, that'd be great. I'm more worried about his head at this point. My God,
Cam Scatterby runs like he has Creed running through his helmet.
Just chill, man.
Cam Scatterby asked the Giants for the microphone headset in his helmet just so he can listen to Creed while he runs.
Oh my God, the kid is.
He puts a Zintin in his chin strap and just pops one in before he runs.
The kid is going to pop a blood vessel in his eye, and he's going to start crying blood, and everybody's going to be like, what's wrong with him? And he's going to be like, I'm on fire! Like, I love him, and at the same time, I'm so scared for him. It's such a weird feeling with this dude.
Last night, I was making fun of the Giants because Jackson Dart went in for the concussion, went in the tent, and then when he came out, tapped him on the head. I thought that was so funny. And then I said, that's not worse than what Cam Scatterby was. Cam's coming up there, headbutting him like, let's go.
Yeah, seriously, what do you think's the worst thing? How about the dude that's like I will hit everybody? Like, oh my God. Like I said, I love him. He's great. Just dial it down like a notch, dude. Dial it down. Which means he's going to ramp it up times 20.
There's a Twitter account that every time he scores a touchdown, they've posted the video of him at Arizona just bashing his head into a brick wall.
I saw that, and his teammates are like, bro, what's wrong with you? Like, homie, that's why you guys were in the college football playoff. Just keep that in mind. Like, don't worry about that. Kid's incredible and has a future for sure. All right, let's get to a few more of these. So, real quick on this question, the Titans-Cardinals game, crazy, obviously, how it ended. The question really was, though, did we just see the potential emergence of Cam Ward in this game? If you have not been watching, the kid has special in him. You don't see it necessarily all the time. It's in spurts, and that's the problem because the Titans just stink. Their offensive line is in shambles. Their receiving core is bad. If Tony Pollard wasn't the runner he was, they wouldn't score touchdowns. I think this game, though, you did see some moments where you can go, man, he throws an NFL. He can throw the ball like an NFL quarterback. He can. This is, I think, also, though, more so about the Cardinals are hitting the woes. Like, they are just
I think
tragic.
It's crazy that your take out of this game is, man, Cam Ward is that guy when literally a touchdown they scored is him throwing an interception and the Cardinals fumbling the ball, bro.
Listen,
it's crazy that's your main takeaway from this game.
Well, here's the thing. How long have you known me now? Am I not the guy that will oftentimes go far beyond what is needed? Like, I like Cam Ward. I watch him throw. I think this is a guy that, again, if it's not the Titans, if it's another team, you put him on the Colts right now, tell me the Colts probably still don't have the same record, and we're not talking about him probably being Rookie of the Year. Like, he has that special in him. I truly believe that. But because he's on the Titans, and obviously they're possibly firing their head coach by the end of the season, if not
Brian
maybe before the
Callahan
deadline.
is the worst head coach in football.
I mean, he's proving that time and time again.
I don't know how he had a job in Cincinnati.
You're asking me?
Yeah, because you're the Bengals fan, bro.
I don't know. His father, that's why.
Also, Amari DiMercato deserves to be at Job Center. I mean, but the 2 weeks in a row, we have players fumbling the ball right at the goal line. Walk another foot, bro. Walk another foot.
You guys can't watch Chad Powers and then go play football. That show stinks, by the way. I'm sorry.
Is it a show? I thought it was a movie.
No, it's a show. And it shouldn't be. I love you, man. Powell, you're great, but this is not it.
Yeah, but Greg Heffley's dad is the coach, so, like, it's 10 out of 10.
Doesn't matter. The show stinks. Premise is bad, dumb. Makeup's bad. It's all bad. Sorry. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is that dude. It's just the Cardinals are just mid. They're just so mid. Like they could be good, but they're missing something to the muster. And I think it's James Conner because he was a vocal leader for that team.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you.
Such an important role player.
But even when he was on the team, that team was still a middling team.
No, hey, listen, it's not that
I
they
would
were
say
fantastic.
your question is, can Kyler is 7 years in the NFL now?
Yeah.
Or 6 years, whatever he is. When is he going to take a step up?
That's true. I don't
Because Derek Carr took the step up when he was on the Raiders.
True.
And he's playing below what Derek Carr was when he was on the Raiders.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He is not improving. He is still year 3 Kyler, where it's like, he's good enough to be a starter. He could be a superstar.
Yeah.
He gives you superstar plays.
I just don't.
But where is it consistently?
Right. I just don't know if the offense is there for him. I don't know if it's getting called right. I just don't see it.
They want their offensive coordinator's head on a pike after this week,
I saw there's people were like, I didn't know who he was. I had to look him up, and now I want him gone. Like, okay, guys, chill. You didn't even know who he was, and now you want him out of here? Relax.
It's the most Cubs thing I've ever heard.
Chill, will you? Relax. Look, I think at the end of the day, with what we saw from this game, yes, it was a bizarre turn of events. I think it speaks a lot to, obviously, the Cardinals and their dysfunction across the board, but especially on the offense. For the Titans, there's a lot of bad there, but I think in terms of what they did with that number 1 pick, I think they made the right move. I think they made the right call. Personally, I believe in Cam Ward. I think he's the right call for quarterback. Because, again, not to go back to Shedeur Sanders, but had he been in this same position, you don't know, right? You don't know. Probably be more of the same stuff. Maybe worse. Probably worse. Who knows? All right. This next one, it's a combo question. It came from our guy Rick, and our guy Rick is in Kansas City, Missouri, and he just basically is like, the hell's going on with the Chiefs, and what the hell's happening now with my Eagles? I don't know how you claim both teams, but okay.
You want me to sum it up real quick?
Please.
Sirianni is yes, a good coach. He is not a good locker room coach. He's a good scheme coach. Mm-hmm. He's not a good locker room coach. He can't get the team together.
Yeah.
And I think them losing Kellen Moore was a lot worse than what we thought it was. That's literally the only thing wrong with the Eagles.
Yeah, I was going to say this offense has taken a major, major hit. I don't like it. I don't like the scheming. I don't like the way that this offense has been moving. I think there's Kevin Patullo, who's the offensive coordinator, is not getting the job done. I don't see the balance in this offense. Saquon's taking massive steps back now, it feels like. The offensive line is frustrated. You're hearing it from guys like Lane Johnson who are like, we need to pick it up and step it up because, some of these guys don't have much. Lane Johnson's one of them. He may not have much longer to play in the NFL. He may be calling it quits sooner or eventually. And clearly something's up with A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. I don't know what it is. You probably watched the game, Scotty. There were so many open opportunities where Jalen Hurts could have thrown a ball to A.J. Brown for a touchdown or at least for a big gain, and it seemed like Jalen Hurts was passing him by. I don't know if that's
I'd say a lot of it, Jalen's not. I don't think Jalen's feeling comfortable.
It must be that.
Watching his body language in the pocket and then throwing the ball, I don't think he's comfortable. Not that the offensive line is hurt, but it's not bad either.
Right. It's not damaged.
He just doesn't seem comfortable. Like I think the trust isn't there with his wide receivers, and I think a lot of that has to do with Sirianni. I think he's not a good locker room head coach.
It could be, and that's the problem. Is that if your head coach is not being able to keep the locker room together, and we're going to be talking about one here soon for college football, definitely, you're dead in the water there too. And you've got no paddles to swim with.
And then the Chiefs, this is what happens when you don't have a lot of money and you think, oh, we have Patrick Mahomes. He's the best player in the NFL. He could just turn anything into greatness.
Yeah.
But, yes, he can. I mean, Tyquan Thornton is playing like a decent wide receiver for some reason. But you got to spend money on defense. Yeah. You got to spend money on offense. You got to spend money at least. They don't spend money on help for Mahomes. It's crazy because I said this to you 2 weeks ago. I said it's crazy to say, but Mahomes needs help.
Your running game has dissipated. Your offensive line, outside of Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith, is meh at best, maybe at this point.
Reddy is not what they thought he was. He was good for a year, and then he just meh.
Yeah, exactly. And your receiving core, Travis Kelce's aging out, and the rest of these guys are very just mid-level wide receivers, and you don't have anything quote-unquote special. Worthy obviously could still be something because he's young, but right now he looks mid with the rest of these guys. He's now looked special like he was supposed to from last year, right? And that's what you need for a guy like Mahomes. But like you said,
there's an asterisk with him because he got injured.
Sure, yeah.
Because also
I'm not going
he
to burn the guy
pretty,
to the ground, but
he's not going to. Yeah,
you need him.
He got injured.
Yes.
Give him a little bit of slack. It's kind of like, okay, well, if he's injured, who should take his spot?
Right.
Juju Smith-Schuster,
And
Tyquan Thornton.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown. I mean, this is where Patrick Mahomes, being that quarterback, needs to be able to be that quarterback with this receiving core. Because we saw guys like Brady do it. We saw guys like Manning do it, where you just take some guys and you're able to kind of just make it happen.
You know what? I'll make this point about Brady, though. Brady did that, but he always had a really good offensive line.
True.
And Brady always had a top 10 defense.
Very true.
The Chiefs do not have a top 10 defense. They have a couple stars. They have Karlaftis. They have Jones. They have what's that linebacker's name? Tranquil. They have what's the other one?
Tranquil. Oh no, I'm sorry. I got confused. He didn't get traded.
They have Chanel as well.
Right.
They have McDuffie. But it's an 11-man, not 5.
Correct.
Everyone else doesn't. They don't pay guys to come in and support that.
Yeah. No.
Their drafting hasn't been great either.
Well, and that's part of the problem here, too, is when you're paying so much money and you only have so much in the bank account and you're spending on other spots where you need to kind of fill the holes, your draft picks suddenly become very valuable, so you need to pick and choose where you use those picks. And oftentimes it doesn't feel like it's working. I will say Simmons, the tackle from Ohio State, is the one guy that looks like there's still a lot of good promise in him. He's just overwhelmed because he's a rookie. And that's the problem, part of the problem. And I'll say this. I don't know. Jacksonville's on that 2017 stuff where it's just like, yeah, defense is going to save us, and then Trevor Lawrence is going to bumble his way into the end zone for a touch. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. And there's a dude that lost $150K on that game because Trevor Lawrence just wouldn't go down and nobody could touch him. That's unbelievable. Sucks, but haha, there you go. All right. That's going to do it for the NFL Quick Cuts.
Let me say this. So, when the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill, they got a first, second, fourth, and a sixth.
Yeah.
Here's what they've gotten. Trent McDuffie. All right. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Sky Moore.
He's gone.
Gone. Garbage. Darian Kennard.
He's not with the team anymore.
Not with the team and was below average at best.
Yes.
Traded up to go get Rashid Rice. When they moved two of those picks. They moved 2 of those picks to go get Rashid Rice.
He's been decent as long as he's not in a car.
Yeah. He's been the fastest on the field and also the fastest driving.
Yes.
2 for 4, and I would say 1.5 for 4.
I mean, I guess you could say
where's the rest of the drafting, though?
that's the issue, is that if you're only hitting 50%, anybody would be happy with that, sure, in the draft, but you need to do so much better than that if you want to continue to sustain success. And, well, luckily, Patrick Mahomes is always willing to take the pay cuts, but, again, you paid him all this money. Travis Kelce, hopefully Travis Kelce might be retiring soon, which I don't know where that puts the Chiefs then, but all I've been seeing is they're going to be taking the kid from Oregon, Kenyon Sadiq, which is like great. Then they get another crazy tight end that's super athletic.
Chiefs are struggling to find players. They have a podcast host at tight end.
That's a benefit, I guess, in some degree. All right, let's get
Andrew, what are you doing? I mean, he's a podcast host playing tight end. What are you doing, bro?
Right, yeah. I should be learning from people. My goodness. All right. Let's do the weekly recap, wrap-up review here. We're going to run through this really quickly. So, start this one off for college football, obviously. Again, it's the WRWR, numero uno off the bat. Ohio State and Miami, I think, are the best teams in the country, and it's not just by their rankings. It is by the fact that they are just top to bottom, from offense to defense, I think the most collectively right now best-looking teams. Oregon, I think, is right there. They're definitely in that fight, but in terms of, Oregon has Dante Moore as that special dude right now. Miami has, I got to say, Carson Beck is playing so much better because he looks comfortable and has wide receivers. And Reuben Bain Jr. is, oh, man, that kid is good. He brings the U back to Miami. Like, he's crazy Miami. Like, that's it. He's that kind of guy. I don't know if there's a flaw in Ohio State. I can't find one. Julian Sand looked like the quarterback. I know it was only Minnesota, but still. He's completing over 90% of his passes over the middle. Jeremiah Smith looks like he's back to form. By the way, here comes Carnell Tate. And, oh, by the way, the defense looks better than ever. They've got two of the best linebackers in Sonny Styles and Arvo Reese. They've got maybe one of the best edge rushers and Kenyatta Jackson that nobody's talking about because Curry's getting all the sacks. And Caleb Downs, I'm okay with saying Caleb Downs might become the greatest defensive back in the history of college football. And I know that's surpassing then Deion and Charles Woodson, but this dude can cover anybody from safety to corner. I'm sorry. What? This guy covers the entire field at any given moment. He could be the number one pick. That's how good he is. Crazy. If you could give him the Heisman, I would. By far. Hell, we might see a defensive player win the Heisman. There's some dudes really doing it out there right now. On the opposite end of that, some teams unfortunately took some upsets. I don't know what to do anymore with Penn State. I've given them as much leeway as they can. Me and David have gone, we didn't go toe-to-toe, but we discussed it as we should. You discussed it with David as we should. I think Brent Franklin is still a good coach, but I don't know if he is a great coach. James Franklin, yes. I don't know if Drew Aller is a great quarterback, but I still think he's a good quarterback with potential first-round draft pick tendencies. Not to say he should go in the first round, but he has the ability to be that kind of guy. What I think is hurting Penn State right now is you have an offensive coordinator who is trying to implement an offense that does not fit what this roster has, which is a power-run football team that has a great defense. But unfortunately, that defense, I think, has been tricked because Jim Knowles, who comes from Ohio State, is not translating it over the way that I feel it should be.
I think that just might take time.
And that might be the case. I might be rushing to judgment on that.
They have the team that would win this year, but the coaching isn't coaching like they are like that.
Correct. They're not making adjustments.
This is a new defensive coordinator that has a system that may need to take a year.
Yes.
And then, like you said, the offense, it's crazy, but they literally play like a military academy sometimes.
They do.
With how much they run the ball. When they have Drew Aller, who has probably a top 3 arm in college football, I would say.
I would say so. His problem has just been, for some reason, when he drops back in these big games, his accuracy, his awareness, and acuteness to detail seems to go away because he's gotten Trebor Pena and Kyron Hudson wide open in some cases, and he's missing them by a good yard. But here's the other thing, too. Pena and Hudson at times don't look like they're possibly putting in the full effort to run their routes at points. And I don't know if that's because maybe they're a tad too slow than they need to be, but there's something missing in that receiving corps still. And you've got this really special tight end in Reynolds that could be another Tyler Warren type of guy that doesn't seem to be getting utilized as much as he should be. And he's still making plays once in a while, but it feels like there's so much getting drained from this team that should be out there and should be doing the work. And yet they keep falling short. And I don't want to put the blame on just one person. It's a collective. But this could end up being the thing that ultimately tips the bar in the favor of we need to move in a different direction. Which, if that's the case, James Franklin's getting a new head coaching job very quickly. I don't think he's the problem. I think it's the offensive coordinator that's the problem. You're not leaning into what your offense is. And that's the problem with Texas that I'm going to get into here too, because the Longhorns should be a power-run football team. And for some reason, Sark seems to be saying, save us, Arch. when you shouldn't be putting the pressure on a first-year starting quarterback who I know had a year to sit. I know he's a 5-star. I know he's special. But if you know where your bread and butter is at, why are you trying to change things up so quickly? Let him work himself into the position, and then ultimately let the gradual success that he has over time eventually allow him to expand the game so that he can throw the ball out to Ryan Wingo. Because you see he can make the throws. You see it every once in a while.
He shows it. He's not consistent.
That's the problem. He's not consistent.
And a lot of that is throwing the offense to him and throwing him to the wolves in a tough SEC.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
save us, help us, get us to a championship.
It would have been nice if he played a little bit more against the SEC last year.
Yes.
Last year when Quinn got hurt, but they played him against nobodies.
Right.
It's like unfortunate that Quinn got hurt around then.
Yes.
Like, because I think Arch would have probably grown into playing the SEC a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to play the SEC like this, unproven, and just being thrown to the wolves. I mean, remember when they threw Drew Aller in to the Big Ten?
Correct.
They ran the ball.
Yeah.
They ran the ball. They did not throw him to the wolves, and now, yes, he's not playing great, but obviously we still hold Drew Aller into a high regard.
Oh, of course.
Why is Sarknick doing that with Arch?
They ran the ball 8 times with Wisner. 8 times.
Okay, to be fair, they were playing from behind, but still.
You have
run the ball more.
One of the
Help
best
out your quarterback.
You have one of the best offensive lines in the country with one of the best tackles, Gooseby. Run him off tackle and let him go to work, and then Arch will pop it in there. This was the chance for Florida to show, and I'm still on the boat with my man back there, Scotty, and many others. Billy's not the answer, but guess what happens when you have the offense clicking? Look at what DJ Lagway had. He had a game. Look who else had a game.
DJ Lagway had the game that we all thought he was going to have in Gainesville.
Against a top opponent.
This is what we thought the Gators were going to be. We thought that they could be this team that could take down a team like Texas.
Absolutely.
It's just crazy that it was their, second win of the year?
I know, which is nuts. And Jaden Ball, we've talked about him. You're starting to see the special in him now.
I brought him up to you because I said he is the guy that is going to be a good game changer, and it's kind of taking him a minute to get into it. But yeah, he's
if you can put him in those screen passes more so, you will see the full extent of what this guy can be. As he could be a 500 kind of guy for yards.
And bro,
honestly,
Dallas Wilson will be better than Kadarius Toney.
Oh, I told you this. I told everybody this. Dallas Wilson and Vernon Brown III are the 2 guys that have NFL caliber written all over him. I don't know if there's a comparison for Dallas Wilson in Florida history.
But no. I'm saying because I'm going recent best wide revers.
Yes.
It's Kadarius Toney is the highest drafted, most yardage out of it. He will be better than Kadarius Toney.
Oh, I think so. Vernell Brown, I think he has that shot to be that. It's a stretch, I know. He's got a little bit of that Percy Harvin to him. He is special, man. He has special written on him. I'm not saying put him back in punt and kick return, but I'm gone.
He just gets open, too.
That's the thing. You got to get open, and what do these guys do? Get open.
Dallas doesn't even get open. He's just good contested as
Dallas
well.
Wilson could play tight end right now, and he'd probably be the best tight end in college football.
Probably.
I mean, he's so big and strong.
I have a quick question for you before we – I know you got a couple more on here.
Yeah, I got one more that we're just going to burn into when we get there. So
I have a question for you. I'm going to name you 4 teams that are 2-loss teams.
Okay.
Do they have any shot of making the playoff?
Go for it.
So we're going to start with Texas.
Do they have a shot? I think they do, but the window is closing very quickly. It's like the crack, like the sun is peering through the window, but it's such a small crack. They have to win. Obviously, they have to win out every single game.
And I think convincingly as well.
Yes, it can't.
They
just
can't have a road step against Vanderbilt or something like that.
No, you can't win 24-21. You have to start blowing out opponents in some kind of capacity.
Penn State.
Again, I think it's there. The problem is, though, is that the inconsistency offensively, and also, too, we didn't mention this, they have not been able to come back in games. That has been a big problem for Drew Aller in these big games. He gets behind. They came back, but you need to come back completely. You can't just
get what you're saying.
You can't get
but
to the
say
mountains.
that is kind of rude because they did come back against Oregon and force overtime. But
they did, and they've come back in the college football playoff last year. It's just you can't get to the mountain summit and then all of a sudden say, I'm just going to unhook myself and freelance it. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. So I think they got a shot, but again, they have to do the same thing as Texas. It's a tight window for them.
Florida State?
I think they had their run. They had their fun. I think they'll have a winning season, let's say that. 8-4, 9-3, I could still see that for them. But Miami, I think, kind of just proved like, yeah, no, we're top dogs. I don't know who's – I don't see it happening.
Notre Dame.
I think they have a shot. I think they do have a shot. But it's a matter –
I'm a fan of Notre Dame, but they're just already in just because they're always going to put Notre Dame in.
And they've got their schedule. Here's the thing, though. If they don't start to right the ship, again, like we've talked about here, where's your bread and butter best at? You know who your best player is. Give him the football, and don't worry about your quarterback trying to outthrow the world. He'll get there when he gets there. Give him a chance to grow. Listen, all those teams have a shot. Florida State's the only one that I would almost feel like, yeah, I don't think it's their year this year.
I would say Texas is on the way out.
Texas,
in
Texas
my opinion,
is like,
I think that window might be shut for Texas. I don't. They would have to.
After a loss like this, it's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
You definitely in this next game that we'll get to here soon in the Pick
I understand
Six.
their one loss was against the best team in the country.
Yeah.
But they looked embarrassing against that team.
And that's the problem is that Ohio State, even in that moment, you can say, well, Ohio State had this and that. Yeah, but they still looked like the better team. They still looked like the defending champions. God, they're so good. I don't understand it. I'm frustrated because my team is frustrating to watch too. So I get it with everybody else out there. All right, last one. This came from, obviously, I still got a couple of emails that came in before the show here. The Belichick UNC situation. Rumors, hearsay, he's leaving, a buyout's in play, da-da-da-da. Then UNC puts out a statement from Belichick and the athletic director, hey, we're committed to each other. Red flags immediately went up. I've seen this in couples, in relationships, in marriage, where you go, have they been fighting with each other? Hey, how's things going, guys? And they go, oh, it's fine. We're doing great. We're fine. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, they're getting divorced. We can see it in their eyes. This isn't going well. This is what happens, not all the time, but it seems like quite a bit when you have a new age company that's been built by, like, let's say millennials and Gen Zers, and you try to say, here's a boomer boss to put in as CEO. Let's see if he can make this work. It's not exactly going to click all the time. In fact, because of the clash of the ideologies and the way they work, one is suit and tie and one is corporate. The other one is sandals and relax and board shorts and, hey, we do what we want, we chill, right? Belichick comes from the corporate area of the NFL where it's all about, sell the product, be the brand, the shield. College football is about cheerleaders, tailgating, bands, student sections.
Your girlfriend going to, sorority meetings.
Yes. And look, I don't think that she has any part to play in this. That is their relationship. I don't care about that. This is a matter of he never felt like he was going to fit college. He took it anyways. And now I think he's starting to realize, oh, this is way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Because he's not Pete Carroll. He's not even Nick Saban. He's not any of these guys that can kind of jettison this energy and juice into it. Listen to him talk. Listen to him have a conversation with anybody. And now we're hearing these rumors that apparently there's a lot of dysfunction in this locker room where he's not really having communication with players. He's not having good communication with the coaches. There's a lot of lack of interest in the team. I mean, somebody apparently said that was on the sidelines for UNC said we lost the game before we even came out of the tunnel because nobody was excited.
I think he underestimated what it takes to build a college football program.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not the NFL and pro sports are a different breed where in 1 year you could change your franchise.
Absolutely.
You know, you look at teams that bring in a coach and the first year they're successful.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Of course.
All the time. And, you know, college is different to where it is not only a process, it is mandatory that there is patience.
Sure.
And the thing is you can look at a team in pro sports and go, we're not playing good right now.
All right.
Let's go trade for someone. You can't do that in college.
No.
You can't bring in talent in the middle of the year. You could change up your team, but what you got at week 1 is what you got.
And that's where being able to identify players and talent needs to be the necessity. And it's not that Belichick can't do that. He has in the NFL many a times.
He's got a lot of ability to shows that he can't evaluate talent as well.
That is the other problem. Because when he was in charge of NFL drafts for the Patriots, how many times was it a swing and a miss? He
picked N'Keal Harry.
He picked
Cole Strange as his last first-round pick. He got released this year. Cole Strange from Chattanooga.
Yeah. Well,
who was a projected 3rd-round pick at the time.
There was people that were even putting him in the 4th and the 5th, which was just and that's the problem, is that Bill Belichick, who had never been able to hit on the first, was always like, I'll find the diamonds in the rough. Here's the problem, too. He went to UNC. It's a mid-tier program, maybe at best in the ACC. It's a bottom-rung tier program in the entirety of the Power 4. It does not have the ability to compete with the others no matter how much money Jordan or anybody else puts in. They don't have the capacity to be able to do it. They don't get the recruits they're supposed to. You spent $4 million on a guy from South Alabama who probably should be playing in the FCS and not the FBS. Gio Lopez has not looked good at all.
Good, but I think that's more so. I think that's more so because of Carolina. But if he was on a team like in the lower tiers, like if he went to like the Mountain West
back
or
to South Alabama,
South Alabama, he's a pretty good quarterback for them.
Sure,
it's like if Parker Navarro went to the Big Ten, not playing that good, bro.
That's fair.
For North Texas, for Ohio, bro's the guy.
Sure, no,
probably
absolutely.
the best quarterback in Ohio history.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe that's a little bit too harsh for him, but it's just the expectation was obviously placed out there very highly on him. If anybody did put that out there, that's on you. I didn't do it because I had a good feeling that this may not work, and sure enough, it hasn't worked. Well, they're 2-3. I got that from a few people. They're 2-3. Yeah, their 2 wins came against Charlotte, a bad team, and Richmond. You don't even know where that's at. It's in Virginia, by the way. I'm just
Spiders.
Yeah, go Spiders. If you don't know, that is their logo. Otherwise, they've been mollywopped by TCU. They got destroyed in the first half alone from Clemson.
Oh, they got destroyed by TCU on national television.
Yes, absolutely. And UCF came in and completely mopped them, and Scott Frost gets a little smirk on that because, you know, he could
have went to UNC.
Yeah, and, you know, Scott Frost also has a little bit of a history with Belichick in his own right. Belichick, he doesn't like the way Belichick handles things. He doesn't like the military aspect of how Belichick, and it clearly is wearing and tearing, I think, on some of these players too.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because they don't seem to be responding.
It doesn't fit college.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Bill Belichick doesn't bring. The thing is we always say, oh, some guys from college should step up to the NFL because it would translate.
Sure.
Rarely do you say guys from the NFL should go down to college football because it translates.
Exactly.
Bill Belichick does 100% does not fit what college football is.
Off the top of my head, I can think of only 2 coaches who made the transition from college head coach to NFL head coach successfully. And I count out Pete Carroll because he was originally an NFL head coach beforehand, then went to USC. And for me, I might be forgetting some people, and I apologize if I am. But the ones I can think of are Jimmy Johnson and Jim Harbaugh.
I'm not going to lie. The only coach I can think of in the current day NFL that would probably translate to college football is Mike McDaniel.
Yes.
That's it.
Because he has that oomph.
Got
And
that
this
college
is-
swagger. He's
Yes.
got that college football swagger that you would see on a coach on Saturday.
Exactly. And this is also what I've told people. It concerns me when I hear, well, John Gruden maybe wants to coach in the SEC. Wouldn't he be good
No.
for I think he has more charisma that he could match the level of what college football is. But here again, Belichick is a 72-year-old man whose pedigree is all in the NFL. None of it's in college. Can John Gruden, whose name isn't really synonymous at all, even really with college football, let alone, I would say he's kind of more on the low tier when you talk about like college football coaches in general.
Tell
Like
you
he
what,
only
though.
had 2 winning seasons in his entirety in Tampa. All of his winning seasons were with Oakland. You're kind of losing me there at that point.
I'll tell you what, though. Whatever quarterback is going to commit to that team, if John Gruden's the head coach, is going to be a future star in the NFL.
Probably more than he's going to have that guy throwing for 5,000 yards, no doubt. I'm just guessing. I don't. He's just going to be like, we're throwing the ball, ZYX, banana, delta, Y2, 3, whatever he says. He's crazy. I don't know if this is going to end after this year. I do think that there's a good shot, though, that this is real. These rumors are true. And somebody reached out to me and they said he thinks that it is because there's a possibility that 2 jobs that he has obviously been connected to in the past, from his past usage from, might be open, right? Because Cleveland might maybe let go of Stefanski, which would be stupid, but they might. That would be so dumb of them to do. But then there's also, if the Giants can't figure this out and they let go of Daboll, and the only reason he said that is, where was Belichick a head coach from the beginning? And
You know how
where did he
far
have his
removed
success?
they are from both those, though? How
I would
far
say this.
removed?
That's the thing. I would
That's
say
just
this.
for vibes at that point.
Those are much
Dable's job is saved because of Jackson Dart and Cam Scatabo.
right now.
And then
Right now.
Stefanski is
He's
one
the coach
is
of the
like,
year. He took the Browns to the playoffs twice. No other
Kevin
coach has done
Stefanski is
that.
a Maserati in a trailer park.
Dude, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, he's a steak dinner in the middle of the Golden Corral buffet.
Facts.
That place is disgusting, by the way. Don't ever go there unless you want to clear out your
Not
bowels.
getting the Golden Corral
Yeah, we
sponsor.
ain't getting that sponsorship, and that's okay. I'm good with it. I'd take the country buffet before I take you. Rest in peace. I know. Yeah, just look, final word on this. It's just final word on this. Just for Belichick's sake, if he is sticking around, I would consider shaking up the staff. You don't need your kids to all be there. You don't need your former players to be on the team. It's okay to be uncomfortable because guess what? When he was uncomfortable, he was winning Super Bowls. You fought with Josh McDaniels to the teeth. And how many championships did you get together?
6. I will say
I
this.
rest my case.
Former players, okay. Sons.
Sure. Jamie
Get 'em
Collins,
out,
does Jamie Collins want to be a coach? It feels like he's like, Jamie, can you be a part of my coaching staff? And he's like, okay. Like he
Yeah,
feels
true.
like he doesn't really fit
He's
that.
there for vibes.
Exactly.
Moving on
Yes.
to the
Let's-
picks.
Let's do the pick 6. Let's get it going.
Honorable mentions first.
Yes, let's do the honorable mentions
should,
first.
OSU should embarrass Illinois.
But that's a 4-touchdown difference right there for me.
And you know what? The
OSU.
score will probably be like 45 to 25 to 28.
They are so good.
Because Illinois' offense is actually pretty decent. And I think they
Yeah, but
might
I
be
don't
able to
think
do
this is
good
a
on their
tra-
defense.
If this is a trap game, do you know how on point Altmaier's going to have to be?
I know.
Like, he's going to have to be perfect. Sorry, not happening.
Notre Dame should handle North Carolina State, but again, trap game.
That's more of a trap game, I would say, because NC
Yeah.
State's actually played pretty well.
They always do.
It's
They're
all about, again,
They're that team that's really tough to play against.
Yeah.
They fit that category.
and again, can Notre Dame stick with their style?
Nebraska should handle Maryland, but this is going to be a close game.
I almost put this in the pick 6.
This is a really enticing game.
Because Malik Washington might be the best freshman quarterback out there right now.
Is he true?
True freshman.
He's true.
True freshman. And next year they get Zion Lee, the best edge rusher maybe in the country.
Yeah, true.
Maryland, wow. How much
I'm
money
surprised you didn't
got?
put this game on there. South Carolina LSU. That's
I almost
That's
did.
a really. What time is that?
I don't even know off the top
I
of my
hope
head.
that's not during the Brewer game.
No, I'm not gonna watch it honestly. I'm so I'm rooting for LSU, obviously, but
That's your
I'm
fandom hating the game.
It's just so frustrating to watch that offense be stagnant while that defense, I think, has been stout. And now you're going up against a South Carolina team who's starting to feel a little bit of its groove, and they're getting hungry for, like, we want to get back in the fight. So I don't know where that puts LSU. If they win, great. If they don't, I'm not too hard on it. I figured they'd be 10-2.
But now the actual pick six.
And just quick for the NFL games, I put in there.
I was going to wait on those just until we get to the one NFL game.
I'll throw them in there just real quick. San Francisco and Tampa Bay.
Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin, and Mike Evans have all been ruled out for this game.
Okay, so San Francisco might actually win this thing.
By the way, that Mac Jones story of last week is insane.
Yeah,
did you hear about this?
I didn't know that whole situation with Mac Jones.
He was in his hotel and saw a body.
Yeah.
A dead body.
I saw the whole thing.
What?
That, like, he and other teammates started reporting it, and then, like, the coroners were out there and stuff, and it just... Listen, if that's what it takes for this guy to be able to play that way, by all means, keep seeing the dead, man. It's better than seeing ghosts. It's true. Is it true? It's true.
Sam Darnold, bro.
Yeah, man.
Mono man.
It should be a decent game. I actually think San Francisco might be able to win that.
Tampa's at home. I'm just going to take Tampa.
Sure. And then Detroit, Kansas City. I don't know what to make of this.
This is the Sunday night football game?
Yeah. I obviously you thought Kansas City would be much better than what we've seen.
Here's
I feel
what's
like
gonna
Detroit
happen.
might.
You think that Detroit should blow them out, but it's Kansas City, so it'll be a one-score game.
Yeah.
It'll be 24-20.
I was gonna say it feels like it should be like Detroit by 14. It's probably gonna end up being like Kansas City by 3 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, let's get to the pick six, shall we? Boom.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Number 8 Alabama against number 14 Missouri. 3.5 point favorites to Alabama. 51.5. Scotty, who you taking?
I think. What's his name? I forget his name. What's Missouri's quarterback?
Prubella.
Yeah. I think he's special. I think he's special. I don't think he's got, like, the NFL pedigree we give quarterbacks.
He's got the college it.
But he's got the college it factor.
Yeah, let's say that. He's got the college it.
I will say from my suspicions of Simpson earlier in the season, he's actually turning it around.
He looks good.
He's actually playing pretty good.
Also, you're getting Ryan Williams in the game finally.
What time is this game?
I think this is a noon game, maybe.
If this is noon, I'm going to take Missouri.
See, I'm taking Missouri just because I think they got the best running back in the country. Ahmed Hardy is a guy.
I don't think he's the best running back in the country, but he is probably in the top.
He's got to be in the top 3. Got to be.
Yeah, top 5.
Okay.
Some other guys everywhere else that I think could be thrown around there.
Yeah, it's an 11 a.m. kickoff, ABC.
I give me Missouri.
In Missouri, mind you, too.
Missouri upsets when they are playing at the noon game on ESPN. That's just how that works.
I'm taking Missouri on this, too.
What's the line? 3.5?
3.5.
51's weird.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you also got to remember, Alabama's defense went back-to-back on games and looked pretty good.
True.
Granted, who are they playing, but still, their defense looked like they actually kind of came back.
24-21.
Okay. I'll say Missouri. Actually, I'll give them 6. 2 extra field goals.
6.
This
is a close game.
This could end up being the over on this, and I'll go with the over on it. I'll go. Watch it then be a blowout. All right. This is one I think is a trap for us, the viewers.
This
could be a trap for us, the viewers.
No, I
Number
agree.
7 Iowa against number 3 Oregon. Oregon is a 7.5 point favorite. The over/unders at 55.5. Scotty.
Is it weird that I just think Oregon's full team is just better from top to bottom than Indiana?
That's fair.
How is this a 7.5 point game?
I don't know. I would give it so much. I'm
getting like Illinois, Indiana with this game. I really am. But like the other way around. We thought Indiana was going to win that game.
Yeah.
But close. Why? Indiana made them look like an FCS school. I think you're going to get that out of Oregon.
Okay.
I would give them 17. I would give Oregon 17.
Okay. You took the words right out of my mouth because I'm in the same boat. I actually would give him almost a 3-touchdown difference. And I think Indiana will put up its numbers because Mendoza's a very good quarterback. Like, you're looking at the two guys. You're looking at two guys who are probably, for Heisman front runners right now?
Yeah.
Argue to say?
Nah, I'd agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, Mendoza's good. And he's got a good team around him. And Cignetti's a very good coach. But Dan Lanning, man, he's the Dan Campbell of college football.
He is. You know what's crazy is with Mike McDaniel, I get Cignetti and Dan Lanning vibes with him.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
We were talking earlier about the guys that can go from the NFL to college and succeed.
Yeah.
Like, I get that with Mike McDaniel. I get those two coaches.
He could be a guy for Florida, maybe. He's going to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL, but, yeah, I see a 21-point difference, I think, for Oregon. I think this hits the over. I give Indiana a chance to fight in it. It's just Oregon's just top to bottom. DeCorian Moore makes me just so much angrier watching him because he could have gone to LSU instead. Well, you know what?
He
made
got
the right
three
choice.
receivers down there, bro. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Listen, it doesn't mean anything if they're not doing anything.
Your problem is you have Brian Kelly as your coach.
No kidding.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How good is Oklahoma, though?
That's what we're about to find out because John Mateer's coming back from injury. He says
he is back?
He said he's supposed.
Is that line true?
It said
if he's back, I think this could be higher.
They said he was questionable on the he was tagged as questionable. He said he was coming back for this game. He said it. So I don't know how much to buy into it. And the line has not moved yet. It's still at 1.5. It's still at 43.5 right now where it's sitting.
Oh my God.
Who are you taking, Scotty?
I'm taking Oklahoma.
Okay.
If Mateer's playing, this is Oklahoma by 10.
Okay.
Honestly, Texas is so underwhelming. I hope that this is the game where they start figuring it out.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is the nail in the coffin game for Texas.
I feel like this could be a defensive battle.
Not if Mateer's playing.
Even with Mateer playing, I think it'd still be because that Texas defense is still studded. Tafe, Muhammad, Hill Jr., Simmons, they got guys across the board that can go get him. And it's only going to take one hit potentially, and he goes out. And I don't know anything about that Hawkins kid, but I don't see anything.
I guess, but here's some logic for you.
Yeah.
You could have said this same thing against Florida last week.
Sure.
And John Mateer right now, I know he's been hurt, but was playing better than DJ Lagway.
Oh, 100%.
That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Okay. That's fine.
That's my logic going into it.
I mean, I'll still take Oklahoma on it. I'll take Oklahoma. I'm taking the under on that. I think I might do the 1.5 for Oklahoma. It just feels like it might be a close game. Texas is defense, and who knows? Arch might be able to just put something together. Maybe Sark will get his head out of his behind. You never know. We'll see. All right, this matchup I'm super intrigued by. Michigan, number 15, against USC, because I don't understand how USC is not ranked at this point. That baffles me, because they maybe have the best quarterback in the conference. Mayava is legit, I think. USC's favored by 2.5.
You're going to say Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to say he's better when you just got done talking about Moore and Mendoza.
Sure.
You just got done talking about Aller.
Yeah, I know what I said.
Really?
Oh, I'm giving everybody a headache today, trust me.
Saying. You got Saying, you got Altmaier.
I do think he's better than Saying. I think Saying's very accurate. In terms of a pure quarterback for quarterback basis, Mayava's got all the ability to be another guy. I'm seeing it with him.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that they're going to win the national championship. We can pump the brakes on that.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that he's also going to win the Heisman.
I don't even think they're going to win the Big Ten, to be honest.
I don't think so either. But right now, where they're sitting at, I would rank them, and I would start talking about them as being at least a contender for the Big Ten title because they do have a good defense. This is probably the best USC's looked in a long time, where from top to bottom you can say they got competition. They got some guys. It's not perfect.
Okay.
It's not old USC where it's like, man, they got NFL dudes from the quarterback all the way to the kicker and the punter. They got some guys.
Which time is this?
This is 6:30 at night in USC. This is in the Coliseum.
Oh, that's such a weird time for
I know.
Michigan.
And Michigan's got a freshman quarterback.
I'm gonna take USC. I
So
I was walking into this game taking Michigan, but that time threw me off. Because for Michigan, that's an 8 o'clock start,
Yeah.
basically, or no, it's a 9 o'clock start for Michigan,
Yeah.
right?
I believe so. I think that was what it would be.
Yeah, that'd be a 9 o'clock start
that'd be
for
a 9
Michigan.
o'clock start their time.
Like, that's a weird start time for Michigan. I'm going to take USC.
I like USC.
I'm going to take that over as well.
Yeah. No, I would take the over on this for sure. I may take USC by 2 touchdowns.
I can't get that high.
I don't know what this
I'd
Michigan
give them
team
a
is.
touchdown.
I don't
think
know.
somehow Michigan will keep this close.
I think they'll run the ball well. I just don't think Bryce Underwood's going to play well in this game. He's going to get pressured. There's going to be a lot of guys coming in attacking him. He may even get some late hits because USC's just got some guys. So, you know what? Maybe I won't go that far. I'll at least give USC a touchdown. I'll give them a touchdown.
Okay.
To be more
That's
on the
where I'm
realistic
at.
side, but I do think this hits the over. USC has firepower. I'll say this. Let's maybe not say they have the best quarterback. They do have the best receiving core maybe in the country. Makai Lemon going to go in the first round with Jordan Tyson from Arizona State.
To be honest, I'd still take LSU's, but
I would love to say that, but Lemon he jumps off the board.
right off the bat,
Yeah.
I need to know what time this game is. I need to know what time this game is. Bro, you don't understand.
I know.
Time is such a big thing for college football.
Oh, I understand. It's 9:15.
Teams play different at night.
You're going to be up till 1 in the morning watching this game.
Oh, this is a night game in Utah?
9:15.
This is a night game in Utah?
9:15
Yo,
in
give me Utah by a touchdown, bro. Give me Utah by the touchdown. Yo, give me that over. This is. I hope they're going blackout for Utah on this one.
I don't know what their uniforms are going to be.
Oh, I gotta look this up now. Look. They've been underwhelming a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I thought Utah was going to be one of the Obviously, this is still our sneaky Pac-12 game of the week here.
Oh, absolutely.
But I thought Utah was going to be more in that running.
Oh, of
For
course,
it.
yeah.
Obviously, they've fallen off a little bit.
Right.
But man, this team just excites me. Wayshawn Parker is a great running back.
I was gonna say that kid is legit.
He is a powerful back. It
Yes.
is insane what he can do. Now I got to look up what jerseys they're wearing because if this is blackout Utah at night, the game's on wrap.
Utah is argued to have maybe 2 top 10 picks at their tackle spots. I think Fanu could, and Fanu is arguably Spencer Fanu could easily be the number 1 pick in the draft. He is that kind of legit. He could have been a first-round pick last year if he wanted to come out. They are very good up front. I'm taking Utah in this.
Yo, it's red out.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking. I may go 10 points on this.
Blackout would have been better if it was blackout. They're
Yeah.
destroying Arizona.
I'll give him 10 points because Arizona State will find a way to handle their own. But Utah, defensively, they're studded. Offensively, they know where they're at. They know who they are. And I still have questions on Arizona State. Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
They lost their number 1 source of offense last year.
Yeah.
At some point, it'll catch up to them.
But Tyson's been good, and he can take the top off.
Yes.
I would expect him. I'll say this. If you want to put a little bit of something on it, I think Jordan Tyson has a nice game.
I will say this. My buddy in Arizona is loving ASU this year. And he went through it last year, but
Yeah.
he's vibes are still great here.
Oh, I bet. The energy there should be fantastic.
Now, I got a question for you before we get into this last one.
Yeah.
I am not a fan of the NFL doing doubleheader Monday Night Football unless it's week 1.
Yeah, I don't like.
I don't get it.
Well, here's the problem too. Monday nights,
especially when you have the Bills.
Yeah, Monday nights are stinking right now.
Especially when you have the Bills playing in one game and then a highly anticipated matchup between Dane Daniels and Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
That is, it's one or the other. Like you can't
Think about it like this. Think about it like this. If it was like 2 weeks ago, right? It would have been a good Miami team against a what we thought was going to be good Jets team-ish.
Yeah.
And then Joe Burrow versus Bo Nix.
That would have been
high-flying Bengals offense against Bo Nix.
Yeah. That would have been
Those are two great matchups.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, things turned for the worse, and it wasn't. You had 2 sloppy games on Monday Night Football.
Right.
But why are you putting the Bills on Monday Night Football along with a good matchup? And I'm not saying this because I'm a Bears fan, of Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels.
That I can't really. I don't know the answer to that one, other than you thought that maybe I guess the game might not go this way, but you got to remember last year it went down to the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a bit of a revenge game for the Bears, and this is a whole new revamped team. And Washington just got back Jaden Daniels, so he's going to be hungry to try and get this team back on track too. Like, there's a lot more with the Bears and Washington than there is with Buffalo being there.
Yeah.
Because you expect Buffalo to more than likely just mop it up.
But no, what I'm saying is, why are you taking eyes off of your leader for the MVP, we talked about it earlier,
Sure.
to have this great game that's going to be on?
Yeah, that's fair. I would have made Buffalo the Sunday night game. Maybe make them a morning game or something, or afternoon, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It should have been just a regular
on Sunday.
Yeah,
put them on Sunday.
Just put them on Sunday. It don't have to be a Monday. I get it. You maybe wanted to be like, look, more key matchups, but problem is that this one, because of where the two teams are right now and how the two quarterbacks are playing, becomes something completely different. Because right now, Washington is 4.5-point favorites. 49.5 is at the over/under. Scotty, man.
I'm not saying this as a fan.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this logically.
Okay.
Bears are coming off a bye week, where, they have been sitting there rested. Hopefully, the Commanders are coming off of, they just got their quarterback back, and they had to go from L.A. back home.
Yep.
Tough travel. Injured quarterback, still playing injured, I will say. He's obviously healed up enough to play, but Jaden Daniels did not look like Jaden Daniels. Like, obviously, he's still putting up the numbers, but, the way he plays, he did not show that last week.
Right.
I'm going to take the Bears strictly because they had the rest, and I think a win off the bye week is more important. I will say this, though, because I was right about Ashton Genty. Bill, 125 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
Because I was right about Genty. I said 2 touchdowns and 125 yards.
Yeah.
And he got that in the first half.
He did.
But I'm going to say Bill, 125 and a touchdown. This is his breakout game that separates him from the rest of those running backs in Washington, even though they've said they like running back by committee for some reason. I mean, Bill is a guy to get behind. In that offense. I think he fits well with Daniels. I think he coexists with him very well. I'm taking the Bears strictly just because of the rest.
Okay.
No, it's not because I'm a Bears fan. Like, that is me logically going into that.
Right. I will take the Bears on this. I think they're... I know. I think this is a different type of team. You have a different kind of coach who is not one who's trying to escape and go away, right? He is in the building. He's working. He's preparing. He is a diligent coach to making sure everything is in place. According to what I've understood, Caleb has been kind of just around the facility, making sure that he stays composed and ready to match up with Washington. Obviously, this means a lot. Tyreek Stevenson's getting questions out the wazoo, of course. But even without Jalen Johnson, I know that's a huge important factor in this. This Bears team, I think, has the ability to, at least if anything, make it a 2-point game, I would say. in their favor. And I will say I think this hits the under. Because I think there is just enough defense on both sides to get a turnover in some kind of capacity, an interception, fumble, whatever it might be, and kind of swing favor. But I think the Bears have enough firepower with a quarterback who, mind you this, has 8 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions on the season and is on pace now for 4,000 yards. I think there is enough firepower there for them to be able to get one more time in the end zone and give them that lead and be able to hold off whatever Washington might be able to put on them.
Ben Johnson is not going to run a handoff to Doug Kramer in the 1 yard line.
No, he's not.
Now, what he will do is throw a touchdown pass to Theo Benedict, but I don't think that's the case because you gotta think. You look at last year's game. That is literally the difference.
Absolutely, no, yeah,
that
absolutely.
is literally the difference in the game.
If they are able to get in there in that game, that Hail Mary means nothing. It's an absolute nothing burger.
Hail Mary.
Right. Exactly.
What? 3% chance?
Less than that, maybe.
Like, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking like that is why that game was so enticing, even though it was so heartbreaking for Bears fans. Like, literally, those 2 plays are what made the game. The reason why they were able to get the Hail Mary was because they ran the ball on the 1 yard line with a Illinois lineman.
Correct. Yeah.
That tells you all you have to know.
That's Matt Eberflus for you in a nutshell.
Now, Ben Johnson will throw a touchdown to a Canadian tackle, but who wears a Speedo in team meetings. But
if he's comfortable, he's comfortable.
That's the difference.
Hey,
I think that's the difference in that game.
I think this is going to be a very good Monday Night Football game. I think it'll be a little bit more surprising than what we give it credit for.
Who are they? I wonder who they're giving Buck and Aikman. Probably this game, right?
I would think so.
I'm probably giving. Who did they throw on for the Dolphin game? They had. Did they have
Mark Sanchez.
Preston Herbstreit?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I think that was it.
It ain't Sanchez. I know that.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we got that question, by the way. He's going to jail. I'll say this. He's at least pleading down to misdemeanors and probably getting reduced jail sentence. Probation.
God, let a guy have fun on the town, man.
Man's in an alleyway. Leave him alone. You don't know who he is, and guess what, Knife? I love you, Mark, but damn, man,
He
chill.
butt fumbled this one.
Yeah. By the way, I know we don't have much time left. I'll get these out too really quickly. I put out the apology on Twitter to Kyron Lacey, his family, his friends, LSU fans, LSU teammates.
Didn't they change that, though?
To what?
I thought they changed it back.
What do you mean?
Because Scott Van Pelt had to apologize last night for what Clark said on Monday.
Yeah, no. The whole thing with the Kyron Lacey situation, for those that don't know, his attorney, Matt Orey, former attorney, put out video that showed that he was nowhere near the crash, 70 yards back from the crash originally, and then also put out body cam footage that showed the cop apparently making suggestive statements that were saying that Kyron Lacey was involved in the crash, also picking up apparently the voice of a witness saying, actually, this is what happened, and correcting the officer. So I'm hoping then now that justice is done and that in some way, shape, or form, Kyron Lacey and his family can find peace and be at rest. And I apologize profusely and emphatically for my role played in it, for putting out. I mean, this was months ago when we put it out there.
So here's from Awful announcing about this.
Yeah.
Okay, they're reporting about because this is how I kind of learned about the Kyron Lacey thing. Obviously, not what happened to him, but
Yes.
the new stuff I learned from the Scott Van Pelt and Ryan Clark incident.
Mm-hmm.
Clark reacted to the video that was posted on Monday on air with Scott Van Pelt and proclaimed his innocence. Tuesday morning, LSP explained that Lacey was charged, showing his reckless driving may have led to a chain of events that caused the fatal incident.
Correct.
And then Clark apologized on Tuesday on First Take, and then also Scott Van Pelt apologized that night.
Correct. Yes. In the sense, I mean, listen, for what was put out there, there is certainly still more information that maybe we don't know. This should be a proving fact once again, though, that be it us as small potatoes as we might be, or even to the biggest companies out there, it is our job to make sure we do the best amount of research we possibly can, look for every answer under every rock as much as we can before we start reporting things that we deem to be facts. So it doesn't mean that everybody's lying. It doesn't mean everybody's trying to conspiracy theory or anything like that. It's simply just, if you're going to do this business, folks, make sure that we are doing one thing and one thing alone. First and foremost, I think, in this business, tell the facts. And the last thing I'm going to say is, if you got a problem with somebody being in the halftime show for the Super Bowl that speaks Spanish, you got 4 months to learn how to speak it. I just gave you a freebie right there. Get over it. He's the hottest artist going right now, and I hope he puts down a Mexican destroyer in the middle of his show.
Nah, that's how he has to start the show.
That's even better. I'll take it. Dude's legitimately a superstar, period. Not music star, not wrestler, he's just a superstar.
Yo, I can't believe he went from being a WWE superstar to a busboy to a caddy to a restaurant owner, and now he's
the best part of that movie.
Now he's a Super Bowl halftime.
Come
bro.
on. Este me loca. There you go. You got 3 more words right there.
You can't just say Spanish though and expect people to understand it.
Well, you don't gotta watch then. Go get a cookie. I don't know what to tell you.
Yo, check your bets at halftime.
I'm proud of you, Bad Bunny. I stand with you. Way to represent our people. Appreciate it. All right. That's going to do it for the show here, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you all so much for it. I appreciate all you guys for watching, listening, all that good stuff. If you guys want to check out more of our stuff, as always, we are at YouTube and at Twitch. That's youtube.com/xbombsports and twitch.tv/xbombsports. You guys want to check out any more of our stuff on social media, we're at xbombsports on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and, of course, TikTok. And if you guys have any more stuff you want to ask us about, you can always hit us up at xbsportsofficial@gmail.com. By the way, guys, too, make sure to go check out Bad Karma Wrestling. They're right here on the YouTube side. That's our boys, No Gimmicks, Nick Johnson and David Double D Dykstra, talking all the great things when it comes to wrestling in the WWE and AEW. Crown Jewels coming up. Ooh. And be on the alert for that, because next week will probably be another fun, fascinating one for us as well. And also, of course, to make sure to check out the boys of Blow the Whistle. They're going live right now, so make sure to go over there. Check them out at sportsdownchicago.com, too. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys, as always, next week for another fantastic show. We love you. We appreciate you. And as always, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.